Hey, economics students, happy Monday. I hope you're having a good week. Hope you had a nice weekend. And this is the last week of distance learning before spring break. And so today, and really for the rest of the week, I'm going to sort of pull back on the reins just a little bit before we jump into the market failure lessons that I have planned. So over the weekend, what I ended up doing, I was able to take all of our, get my grades for the most part updated. I finished finally updating all of them this morning, and I was able to create a spreadsheet that sort of shows the different assignments and how many students have been able to get all the different assignments done. And the good news is that about 80% of you, actually 80% of you pretty much on the nose, have done at least one assignment, which is really good because distance learning is brand new to all of us. And I'm really, I'm happy and I'm glad you're able to get in and get a couple assignments done here and there. But one of the issues is obviously there's 20% of us that are still struggling, so I need to reach out and sort of see what's going on with that. But also a lot of us, even though most of us have at least done one assignment, there are still quite a few students that are missing like one thing here or there. And I want to use this week to get us sort of caught up and all on the same page before we jump forward into market failures. Because market failures, like I've said in the past, are like right now is the perfect time to be studying market failures because we are sort of living through the failure of markets right now in certain aspects at least. And we're also seeing ways that markets are succeeding too. So we'll hit that as well. But we're talking more about market failures in these upcoming lessons though. So we're going to focus on that. The one thing, if you have gotten all of your assignments in, so like I don't have the names showing because, I don't want everyone to know everyone's business. But if you have all of your assignments in, like these students right here, I want you to remember that um, we also have the bare minimum assignments that I'd like you ideally to have done, ideally by the end of the week. That way you don't have to worry about it going into spring break. The original plan was to have it done when we came back from spring break. I don't have any inside information about anything, so don't take this the wrong way. I'd be very surprised if we were going to come back after spring break, and that makes me sad because I want to see you guys. I don't mind doing the distance learning thing. It's kind of interesting. I'm learning a lot of stuff. Hopefully, I'm putting out some information and some lessons that are valuable to you. And I'll keep on doing that as long as we need to. But I miss seeing you face to face. So that's another reason why I really want to make sure we slow down, make sure we're all on the same page, because if this does get extended throughout, the end of the school year, it's important that, after spring break, we're jumping off on the same foot at the right time, at the same time together. So as a reminder, if you haven't done the bare minimum assignment yet, there is it's linked on our website. It's linked on your syllabus. It's the assignment that I gave out the last day we got to see each other before we started distance learning. And you can do it with or without the lessons that I've been putting online. So you can use just your textbooks. So as a reminder, I do have a really handy dandy website to use. I saw that in the week 2 online check-in. About 25% of you are using it, and that's really good. I'm actually kind of happy about that. I know most of you are pretty well used to Google Class. But this is a pretty nice website that and especially though your parents, if your parents want to know what we're doing, this is way better for them to navigate than them trying to figure out Google Class, which is just a hot mess, I think. But that's me. If you go to our Google Class, you can find our bare minimum assignment either by going into Cinderella Castle here where it says distance learning assignments, and there it is, bare minimum mandatory assignment, or you can check it out on our syllabus, or you can look at it in our Google Class. There's so many places where you can find things. It's so exciting. Um, so again, as our bare minimum assignment, each one of you has your own Google copy of this in your Google Class. But there's essentially a Chapter 6 activity sheet where you are expected to answer some questions that we learned back in Chapter 6. And then there's a Chapter 7 activity sheet where you can answer questions that we've been studying and you can learn about in Chapter 7. 9 and 10 on Chapter 7 are parts of market failures. And like I said, I'm holding off on those lessons. Maybe on Wednesday, I'll put out a lesson about just a real quick lesson of what externalities are and public goods. We'll go into more detail after break. So if you have not done this, use this week to get these questions done. So I was looking at this and trying to figure out a way to advise you on how to take this information and graph it in this Google Doc to turn in online. And if you have the paper copy, it's maybe easier just to do the paper copy, take a picture of it and email it to me, of this assignment. If you're filling this assignment out actually using a Google Doc, you plan to turn this in via a Google Doc. Right now, there is not a good way to actually draw graphs in a Google Doc. Man, I hate saying Google Docs so much. It sounds odd, but um, so this particular part of the assignment, you might need to do it on a piece of paper and take a picture and email it. If you're able to figure out a way to graph points on a Google Doc and then turn it in via Google Doc, um, let me know, because I don't think you can. There's ways you can do it on a Google slide. You can do it in Google Art. There's a lot of different ways, but Google Docs are not very user friendly at times. Everything else you can answer on this Google Doc and just turn it in, but the actual graph you might have to do on a piece of paper and just take a picture of it and email it to me. That's not the greatest solution, but it is a solution. Maybe I'll have another way to do this for you tomorrow. So anyway, again, this is the online bare minimum assignment. If you have all of your assignments done, go ahead and start getting this done. Turn it in by the end of the week if you can. If you do not have your other assignments done, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to just do the online lessons before you focus on this. If you are not able to do the online lessons very well because of your computer access, then just email me, let me know that, and work on this bare minimum assignment instead. All right, so just to sum everything up, we're going to go ahead and use this week to make sure we are all caught up. So number one, if you have not done the online lessons, or if there's anything that you are missing online or any of the lessons that you're missing from the past week, please go in and get those done. If you're all caught up, or once you get caught up with your online lessons, go ahead and work on the activity sheets, this bare minimum assignments, and get that turned in by the end of the week. And if you've done everything, if you've done this bare minimum assignment and all the online lessons, then there are some enrichment movies you could maybe watch, and I'll probably post some more enrichment things as well. And really, that's about it for today. I am looking at on Thursday, inviting everyone who's interested to do a Google Meet. I'll have about 45-minute period intervals for each period to do a sort of a face-to-face Google Meet. And the purpose will be to answer any questions that you might have, either about the activity sheet, about the online lessons, or if you just want to get in touch and say hi. I've not done a Google Meet with my classes just yet. I've done quite a few with teachers and some of the different meetings that we've been having, so it seems to work well. So stay tuned for a Thursday Google Meet. It would be great to see everyone, but it's not mandatory. It's just sort of an optional type thing. All right. So that's it. Go to your progress book today. See if you're missing any work. If you are, try to get that done. If you're not missing anything, get your bare minimum assignment done. And if you have everything else done, if you have the bare minimum assignment done, you have all your work done, then watch some good econ movies or something of that nature. And I will be in touch. I'm going to post a couple more things to our website, so keep looking at that. And anything I post to the website, I'll post to Google Class as well. But I really like my website. All right, I'll talk to you guys and girls tomorrow, and have a wonderful Monday.